Welcome to the online demonstration of the Anywhere365 Dialog Intelligence. In front of you see the welcome screen, and here you can all select the default reports Anywhere has to offer. On the left side you can select a report, in the center you will show the dashboard information, and on the right side you can select a time range, going from years, months, weeks or days. In the Dialog Intelligence it is also possible to select one or multiple UCs depending on how you set up your database. If you click on the button here on the top, the parameters will drop down, and here you can select one or more UCs using a checkbox. Also, you can override the start time and the end time. The most important reports are the four here on the left, which is the agent report, which shows the information from your agents, the caller reports, which shows the calls directly from your callers, or group by skills, or a more global overview in the UC report. The steps we're now going to do, we could also do in the caller report and in the skill report. The first table you're going to see is the agent report. In here you can see which agents had which calls, if they were accepted, missed, forwarded, or gone to the voicemail. You can see their service level depending on the ring time, the service level for the talk time, which is the initial talk time of that agent. You can see the number of transfers, the number of time they were hunted and accepted, and their quality monitoring. If you're using the Anywhere365 Interceptor, you can also see the information for outbound or inbound information, as you can see here. Here you can see that Koen had calls from inbound, outbound, skills, and the chat skill. In the graph below, you can see the number of accepts and hunts per day. In the table below, you can see to where the calls are being transferred. If you expand it, you can see from whom the calls were sent to. Below you can see a graph which shows the number of transfers and the average talk time. On the second page, you can see the average hunting time, the summary or the maximum, also visually shown in a graph here below. On the third page, you can see the average talk time, summary talk time, and maximum talk time. Again, also with a graph. If you want more information about someone, just click on his name. The report will now load a specific report of that user. Here you can see that Koen had some direct calls, inbound calls, none out of outbound chats, and 4 outbound calls. Below here you can see the link presence per device. So you can see it was on computer, mobile, or undefined device. You can see the sign-in time, which is green, and there's a link. In call, which is shown as blue. Away, which is shown as yellow. And busy, which includes do not disturb, as red. For a more global overview, you can use the circles here below, which shows the number of time. On the second page, you can see with whom Koen had conversations, if they were accepted, missed, what types, average ring time, talk time, and average hold time. And here at the bottom, we have a timeline overview, which shows the information in a more visually style. If you want more information about one call, you can just click on the numbers. This will show all the conversations between Koen, the agent, and this customer. Here you can see the overview, which says you can zoom in. There were 2 surveys. It was an inbound call, and it was accepted. You can see the day, the start time, in queue time, accepted time, transfer time, end time, and the hold time. You can see the initial skill that the customer has chosen, the initial agent who picked up the call, who was the contact, to whom the call was transferred to, the score in the quality monitoring, which agents were available, busy, away or offline, and on which UCC and endpoint the call happened. If you want to zoom in, you can just press in the zoom button. This will go to the lowest level of the reports. You can see which surveys were available, on which endpoint the call was coming in, who was the caller, which state it was in, which skill was chosen, when the hunt started, when the agent picked up. If the agent didn't pick up, you'll get a hunt failed and you can see the next agent. Next you can see what happened to the call, if a supervisor joined, if the call was transferred directly, or in this case a consultative transfer. And then you can see that the customer did hang up. On the top you have some quick buttons to switch you between reports. Now we're going to go to the UCC report. Here you can see which type of calls were coming in. Again, if you're using the interceptor, you'll get more information. The number of conversations, queue time, initial talk time, talk time. Here you can see the information, what kind of calls they were. So you can see the number of connected calls, accepted it, forwarded, missed, no skills. No skills were calls which were normally outside of business hours without an escape, or customers who hang up during the IVR. Quick drops, which were customers who were waiting in the queue but hanged up after 5 seconds. Voicemail calls who continue to the Anywhere voicemail, and the number percent of transfers of the accepted calls. If you're using multiple UCCs, you can expand it and view it per UCC. If UCC has multiple endpoints, you can see the information per endpoint. Same applies for the average queue time, average initial talk time, and the average call time, where the queue time is the call waiting time of the customer, the initial talk time is the conversation with the first agent, the average talk time was the complete talk time duration, and the average call time is the call from start to end. On the second page, we can see that the calls were accepted within half minute, a minute, 4 minutes or longer. Then we can see the information per hour, so we can see on which time calls entered, were accepted, forwarded, missed, or anything else. You can see the accept rate of that moment, their service level, and this level for the talk, the average queue time, the average talk time, and you can also see it in a more graphical view at the bottom. On the third page, you can see the information per selected period. If you select a year, you'll see it per quarter. If you select a quarter, you can see it per month. If you select a month, you can see it per week, etc. You can also drill down to see more information. See, in a week, you can see on which days they were, and on a day, you can see on which hours they were. Below we have a graphical which shows on which day of the week it was busy. In our case it's Mondays. And the last chart on this page is the heat map, which shows the type of calls on the selected day, time, and the size depends on how many calls there were. The next thing I want to show you is the status overview, which shows you the status information of all your agents in a more global overview. And here on the top you can see the percentage of available on the phone, which is either on the phone or in a conference. Busy, which is link busy, presenting, do not disturb, or one of our reason codes. And the away, which also includes the link away, available idle, busy idle, or off work. At the bottom you can see the information per agent, followed by a more graphical view. You can also expand this view, where you can show it per day, which showing the first sign in and the last sign out time. The second, which was available in call, busy, away, offline, total. Next up, you can also expand this view to show each and every present change. Also showing if the user was formal signed in or informal, and on which device the presence came from.